What if I told you that the reason you fail at your goals has nothing to do with laziness? What if the real problem is that you've been aiming at the wrong target this entire time? Every single year, millions of people set goals. I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to make 6 figures, I want to learn Spanish. They write it down, they feel excited, they start strong. And then by February, 80% of those goals are completely dead. Here's the crazy part. It's not because people are lazy. It's not because they lack willpower. The real reason is that we've been taught to set goals the wrong way our entire lives. We've been aiming at the finish line, but we forgot to build the car that gets us there. Today, I'm going to show you a brain trick called reverse goal setting that flips everything upside down. And by the end of this, you'll understand why some people crush their goals every single year while others can't even make it past January.
The problem with normal goals. Let me ask you a question. When you set a goal, what do you think about first? Most people think about the prize. They imagine the trophy, the dream body, the big paycheck, the fluffy certificate that says they can speak a new language. That's called forward goal setting. You look at where you want to be, and then you work backwards to figure out the steps. Sounds smart, right? Wrong. Here's why forward goal setting breaks your brain. When you only focus on the outcome, you're basically saying, I want to be a different person, but I have no idea how to become that person. You're hoping that doing a bunch of tasks will magically transform you. But here's what actually happens inside your brain. Your brain has something called a self-concept. That's the story you tell yourself about who you are. Right now, your self-concept might be, I'm the person who eats pizza on Fridays, or I'm the person who hits snooze 3 times every morning. When you set a goal that requires you to be a completely different person, but your self-concept stays the same, your brain hits the panic button. It says, wait, that's not who we are. And then it sabotages you. It makes you crave pizza. It makes you too tired to wake up early. This is why willpower fails. You're trying to force a level 4 character to beat a level 10 boss. It doesn't matter how hard you try. You just don't have the stats yet. Let me give you an example. Meet Sarah and Tom. Both of them set the same goal on January 1st. I want to run a marathon by December. Sarah uses forward goal setting. She downloads a running plan. Week 1, run 2 miles. Week 2, run 3 miles. She follows it perfectly for 3 weeks. Then she gets busy at work. She skips a run. Then 2 runs. By March, she's back on the couch, feeling like a failure. Tom uses reverse goal setting. Before he even laces up his shoes, he asks himself, who is the type of person who runs marathons? He thinks about it. Marathon runners wake up early, even when they're tired. They manage their time like a boss. They push through pain. They don't quit when it's raining. Then Tom looks at himself honestly. He's not a morning person. He gets distracted easily. When things get hard, he usually gives up. So instead of just following a running plan, Tom starts building the character traits first. He practices waking up 10 minutes earlier each week. He works on his focus by doing hard tasks without checking his phone. He trains his brain to tolerate discomfort by taking cold showers. Guess what happens? By April, Tom isn't just running more miles. He's becoming a different person. And when December comes, Tom crosses that finish line. Not because he followed a perfect plan, but because he became the type of person who finishes what they start. That's the difference. Sarah tried to do the actions. Tom became the person. The 5-step reverse goal setting framework. All right, now that you understand the problem, let me show you the solution. This is a 5-step framework that will completely change how you think about goals. Step 1, set the goal, but hold it loosely. You still need a target. You can't just wander around hoping you'll end up somewhere good. So write down your goal. Be specific. I want to lose 20 pounds by July, or I want to earn $100,000 this year. But here's the twist. You need to hold that goal loosely. Why? Because the goal is not actually the goal. The goal is just a symbol for something deeper. When you say, I want to lose 20 pounds, what you really want is confidence, energy, to feel good in your clothes. Those are the real outcomes. If you realize halfway through the year that losing weight isn't giving you those feelings, you need to be brave enough to change the goal. Maybe you need therapy instead. Maybe you need better friends. Maybe you need a wardrobe upgrade. The outcome is sacred. The goal is just a tool. Step 2. Assess the goal level. This is where the magic happens. Here's where we flip the script completely. Stop asking yourself, what do I need to do? Start asking, who do I need to be? Close your eyes for a second and imagine a version of yourself that has already achieved this goal. Picture them. What are they like? Now let's get specific. Rate this future version of yourself on these skills from 1 to 10. Time management. Can they organize their day like a CEO? Focus. Can they work for 2 hours without checking their phone? Stress tolerance. Do they panic when things go wrong, or do they stay calm? Emotional control. Can they resist temptation when they're tired or sad? Learning ability. Can they pick up new information quickly? Self-honesty. Do they lie to themselves, or do they face the truth? Physical energy. Are they tired all the time, or do they have fuel in the tank? Write these down. These numbers are your meta goals. They're the invisible stats that make everything else possible. Step 3, the reality check. Now comes the hard part. Look at that same list and rate yourself right now, today. Be brutally honest. If you said future you has a time management score of 9 out of 10, but current you is a 3 out of 10, that's a gap of 6 points. That gap is the exact reason you keep failing. This is what I call the growth gap. And here's the truth. You cannot achieve a level 10 goal with level 4 skills. It's not about trying harder, it's about leveling up your character first. Most people never do this step. They just assume they can push through with effort. But effort without ability is just suffering. Step 4, the force field analysis. Before you start building skills, you need to look at your environment. Your environment is either helping you or destroying you. There's no neutral. Draw a line down the middle of a page. On the left side, write barriers. On the right side, write drivers. Barriers are things blocking you. Do you have young kids who need constant attention? Is your workspace noisy and chaotic? Are you broke and stressed about money? Do you have health problems that drain your energy? Drivers are things pushing you forward. Do you have a supportive partner who believes in you? Do you have free time on weekends? Do you have access to helpful tools or resources? Are you naturally good at something related to your goal? Here's the key. You need to either use your drivers to smash through your barriers, or you need to upgrade your skills to climb over the barriers. For example, if your barrier is no time, but your driver is supportive partner, maybe your partner can watch the kids for 2 hours every Saturday so you can work. If you don't have that driver, then you need to level up your time management skill so you can find hidden pockets of time in your day. The action plan, the rule of 2. All right, you've identified your growth gaps. You probably have like 10 different skills that need work. Here's where most people blow it. They try to fix everything at once. Don't do that. Your brain doesn't have enough power to rewire 10 habits at the same time. Scientists call this neuroplasticity, and it has limits. If you try to change too much too fast, your brain overheats and shuts down. That's when you quit. Instead, follow the rule of 2. Pick the 2 skills with the biggest gap and the highest impact on your goal. Ignore the rest for now. How do you pick? Here's a simple hierarchy. 1. Foundation skills. Start here. Self-honesty and cognitive flexibility. If you can't be honest about your weaknesses, nothing else works. And if you can't adapt when things change, you'll break. 2. The engine. Next, time management and deep work. These are the containers that hold your effort. Without them, you'll be busy but unproductive. 3. The shield. After that, emotional regulation and stress tolerance. Goals are hard and stressful. If you crumble under pressure, you won't make it. 4. The accelerator. Final stage. Learning ability and strategic thinking. These skills make you faster and smarter at everything else. Once you pick your 2 skills, create micro habits. Don't try to meditate for 1 hour if you've never meditated before. Start with 2 minutes. Build the identity of I'm someone who meditates, then increase the time. The 3 deadly traps and how to avoid them. Even with this system, there are 3 traps that will destroy you if you're not careful. I call these the invisible killers because most people don't see them coming. Trap number 1, the trophy trap. This is when you fall in love with a specific goal instead of the outcome. Here's what it looks like. You decide you want to be a doctor because you want to help people. That's beautiful. But then you start studying biology and you absolutely hate it. It makes you miserable. But you keep going because I said I wanted to be a doctor. That's the trap. You're so obsessed with the trophy that you ignore the fact that it's making you miserable. The fix? Remember step 1. Hold the goal loosely. If the goal isn't giving you the outcome you wanted, change the goal. Keep the outcome, helping people, but find a different path. Social worker, therapist, charity founder. Your outcome is the compass. The goal is just one possible road. Trap number 2, the static plan. This is when you set your plan in January and never check your stats again. Let's say in January you rated your focus as a 3 out of 10. You made a plan to improve it. But here's the question. Did it work? Most people never check. They just keep doing the same actions for 6 months, assuming it's working. Then they wonder why they're still distracted and unproductive. The fix? Reassess your current level every 2 to 4 weeks. If your focus is still a 3 out of 10 after a month, your action plan is broken. Change it. Try a different strategy. Maybe you need to wake up earlier. Maybe you need to delete social media apps. Maybe you need noise-canceling headphones. Your plan is a science experiment, not a religion. If the data says it's not working, change the experiment. Trap number 3, ignoring friction. This is when you try to use willpower to overcome a terrible environment. Example, you're trying to focus on work, but your phone keeps buzzing with notifications. So you tell yourself, I just need more discipline. I'll ignore it. And for 10 minutes you do. Then you crack. You check it, then you check it again, then you're scrolling for 30 minutes. That's not a discipline problem. That's a design problem. The fix? Remove the barrier. Put your phone in another room. Turn off notifications. Make it physically hard to access distractions. Willpower is a muscle. It gets tired. If you use it to fight your environment all day, you'll lose. Instead, design your environment so it does the work for you. What happens when you actually do this? Here's the beautiful part about reverse goal setting. Even if you don't hit your specific goal, you still win. Let me explain. Let's say your goal was to make $100,000 this year, but you only made $70,000. Did you fail? In forward goal setting, yes, you didn't hit the number. Failure. But in reverse goal setting, let's look at what actually happened. You spent the year building level 9 time management, level 8 focus, level 10 emotional control. You became the type of person who can handle stress, learn quickly, and work deeply. That means next year, you're starting with the level 9 character instead of a level 4 character. The $100,000 goal that felt impossible last year now feels easy. And if it's still hard, you just keep leveling up until it's not. You're not chasing goals anymore, you're building a person who's capable of achieving any goal. Your new operating system. Let me leave you with this final thought. Most people treat goals like a wish list. I want this, I want that. Then they wonder why wishing doesn't work. But goals aren't wishes. Goals are feedback systems. They tell you who you need to become. The goal isn't the finish line. The goal is the mirror. It shows you the gap between who you are and who you need to be. And once you see that gap clearly, you can finally start closing it. So here's your call to action. Pick one goal, just one. It can be big or small. Then go through the 5 steps. 1. Set the goal, but hold it loosely. 2. Assess the goal level. Who do you need to be? 3. Reality check. Who are you right now? 4. Force field analysis. What's helping and what's blocking you? 5. Action plan. Pick 2 skills and start building. Then watch for the 3 traps. Don't fall in love with the trophy. Check your stats every month. Remove friction from your environment. Do this and I promise you something will shift. Maybe you'll hit your goal. Maybe you won't. But you'll become someone who can. And that's the whole point. Now go build your character. The boss fight is waiting.